What's going on YouTube? Chronos here and welcome back to the PSO2 video. So I hear you, it's been a bit. I'm sorry. I'm going to talk about that more in a channel update video in a little bit. However, I didn't want to get this out to you guys as soon as possible because it can affect quite a few people if you're not prepared. We're just going to jump right into it, guys. Don't really want to shortcut it too much, and there is a lot to talk about. So Arc Sour just finished up. Congrats to Zane Cosma, or King Cosma, however you want to go with it. Congrats to the boy, you made it in. Super awesome of you, and great showing, man. So cool stuff there. It was cool to watch. It was a pleasure seeing it, and all the shout outs were pretty cool as well. So there are a couple of things that have popped up that are going to be I'd say somewhat important you guys probably want to know about moving forward. First off, we'll talk about the AC scratch ticket support. This is another scratch that we have coming up. We'll be up for 2 weeks, so make sure you guys pick up your grands. Then I will say one thing that is kind of important here. If you're going to scratch on this is going to be up for 2 weeks. You're going to scratch on this. Make sure if you're going to be picking up your Divine Succession, hold on to it. It's great for something like a crass weapon, and being able to transfer over. I can't remember if it's Divine Order or Divine Will, to be perfectly honest. I think it's Divine Order that you want to transfer over, not Divine Will. Don't quote me on that. I might be incorrect. I'm sure someone in the comments will mention it. But you want to hold on to this for something like a crass weapon. Super useful then, because you have very few slots to go with, and you want to get the most bang for your buck in those slots. Of course, you'll get a Mark Succession. Also very useful. Hold on to one of those as well. So this probably won't get scratched as much, just because there are a bunch of other things that are popping up that are also going to cost people money. If this had popped up with like nothing else going on, I would say these will probably drop down pretty hardcore in price. If you've been holding out, go ahead and pick them up then. But I don't think this is going to drop down that much in price, so I would be careful, kind of temper your expectations, just because a lot of people are going to have access to other things they can spend their money on. So where do I want to start next? Let's go with the Valentine's Day event. So Valentine's coming up, as you guys are aware. Yes, Singles Awareness Day. You know it, you love it. So it's coming up with Singles Awareness Day. We have a new lobby as always. Super cool there. That'll be up from the 20th to the 16th. Then the 16th it'll be changing. We do get a new urgent quest, Where the Chocolate Went. It is worth noting, I believe originally on JP, this is where it was either during this or it was during Easter. I can't remember which one, where Skydance originally started dropping in capsule form. I don't see it on this here, so it probably isn't really set there, but it does also drop leg units, I think, at a certain point. We'll get to that in just a moment. So maybe something to keep an eye out for. Though it's not as important, actually. It may not even drop in capsule form because it really doesn't matter that much, just because of what we're going to be talking about in a moment here anyway. So, urgent quest, Where the Chocolate Went. As you guys can see, it's just another seasonal urgent quest. These are usually pretty decent. The reason why this is actually really good to run is it does have, if you guys have been waiting for a good S4, Escalating Pursuit, or as it's called on JP, Rising Pursuit. So essentially it just adds a huge chunk of damage after you've done some damage in a 4-second window. I believe it caps out at 250k, so pretty solid. S4 slot does quite a bit of damage. It is single target. There is an S6 that you can combine with it later. It'll make it into an AoE nuke, so that's kind of cool. That's really all that's important there. Augment Guidance is pretty useful, so that'll be worth making some money or saving up if you plan on using it for affixing later. That's really about it that all matters from here. X Actio Soul is cool, but I personally prefer X Ally Soul. So X Actio Soul is just one more kitted towards melee power. It does have a bit of HP though, so maybe I might move a bit more towards it. I don't know. X Actio does X Allies does have more HP, so I tend to go towards that one a little bit more than anything else. And it's all stats, so it's kind of nice too. Though I don't really need all stats for the class I play. It does look very comfy, to be perfectly honest. So anyway, let's keep going forward. We have a set of weapons. I believe these are the mate weapons. Yeah, these ones aren't really that important, to be perfectly honest. The above weapons will have the following weapon potentials made available at level 30 Enhancement Plus. So this double saber just allows you to instantly use a mate item. Has a cooldown when switching weapons after use. Okay, so the mate, so it has a cooldown. That's not that big of a deal. Not really going to be worried too much about that. Rifter's Order is a katana, reduces damage taken, but also reduces PP when you take damage. Also really not that important. And this Gunblade increases potency by 10%, boosts the status, inflicting. Okay, so this Gunblade is actually the Gunblade that people were talking about a while back. This is very important. Increases potency by 10%, doesn't really matter, but boosts the chance of inflicting status ailments by 100%. Status ailment is inflicted depending upon your weapon's element. So this gunblade is actually very, very useful. I might end up grabbing this gunblade if I can. This will be a reason to run this. So what you can do with this gunblade itself is, I believe this has the ability of an S4 augmentation slot. As far as its compatibility goes, what you can do with it is then, what is it called? There is an S4 from Atlas EX soaring blades that changes your element based on your guard ring. Then you can pick up the guard ring for different elements, put this S4 on there, and bam, you have access to any status chance that you absolutely need at 100% status ailment. So instant status, pretty awesome there. So I would highly recommend picking up this gunblade. Very, very useful moving forward. So what else do we have access to? So Parfait, cool stuff. Rising Weapon Badges, Pure Photons, also very nice. And then of course the chocolates that give us 50% increase to rare drop rate for 5 minutes. We probably will stack those up to do these quests, so cool stuff there. Available augments, don't really care too much about those. I mean, MP Embrace at this point is kind of a meme. Mostly what it's best for is augmentation upgrade. Or up slotting basically, because it's 100%. So essentially that's pretty much what it's good for. Used to be good for other stuff back on JP, but not really as important anymore. These soaring blades look really cool, and that's pretty much about it. They just look really cool. I don't remember if they have a decent SAF or not. We'll have to look into those at a different time when we're looking over something weapon-wise. But we're going to move forward from there. Above have the following potentials made available at plus 30. Fighter Tactics. Your subclass is fighter increase critical rate by 30% and increase potency by 14%. Not really worried about that. Not really going to be that great. I mean, it's something, right? But I'm not really too sure that that's actually that useful. But to be fair, it's a 13-star. I think it just looks cool. I don't really think that has much use overall. Especially since we have access to 15 stars fairly readily, especially after what we're going to talk about in these new campaigns coming up. So Nightfall Tactics reduces PP consumption by 20%, boosts 5 bones by 5% using photon arts or techniques. Interesting. Okay, so well, it doesn't matter. Basically boosts the power of everything but normal attacks. Zia's got some more stuff for us here. She's got a dagger camo, she's got a talus camo, a feminine mug, interesting. And then a cherished mag device, and then of course we have bingo bringing us some more stuff here. Nothing too crazy there. Additional content. So it looks like we have more story content that's coming up. It's funny how this is so like it's very lightly touched on. It's there. Magatsu's back in action. He brought friends too. So we have a new limited time permanent quest. So a new LQ that will be permanent, which is weird that it's called limited time and it's also permanent, so it's not limited. But you know, to each is their own, I suppose. They should just call it a limited quest, but you know, that's just me personally. Maybe I'm going too far into it. Death Destroyer of Worlds, Magatsu. So Space Gatsu basically will have an LQ where you have to fight a bunch of enemies. Yes, this is that LQ that JP currently has right now that's got all the damage puddles on the ground. Yes, if you have a class that you can step through damage, so you have like a step counter, you can abuse those damage puddles, or if you're something like Fighter that has the S5 that allows you to counter with a giant fist, or if you're using gear experience, you can stand in the puddle and counter over and over again for free damage. So that's worth doing. It's kind of cool. The flotilla weapons are going to be dropping from here. They're decent weapons. We have access to a lot. It's available for us. They're a good kind of just filler slot if you're playing Etwall as a side weapon and you just want something to go there. Decent weapons to go with overall. Novel weapons are going to drop, so you have a chance of getting a novel weapon that you don't have to worry about spending your rising weapon badges for. However, we have tons of them, so we're not really too concerned about that. Specifically leg units are on this list, which is kind of funny because leg units means that you have the chance of having Skydance drop on them, so that's kind of cool there. And then of course we have camos. So this one is all except harmonizers, so everything but attacked, and then this is just sword, katana, bow, and wand. So cool stuff there. Then it talks about the potentials from the flotilla series, like I mentioned. Increases points over 12%, perfect guard, PP, ally recovery amount increases. This is 5 times. I think that might be supposed to be 5%, but I don't remember this exactly. I didn't really use it because it was my main class, meaning I had weapons. I didn't really need to go with the flotilla series. But again, super solid weapons. They're definitely useful. Divide quests are coming. We're going to talk about divide quests in their own video completely when they come out, what they are, how to go through them, all that good stuff. But you guys can go through what divide quests are here, but divide quests are finally coming, meaning we'll have Lumamechs, our Illuminmech fragments available to us, meaning we can get more of our plus potentials, our redux potentials, and work towards, if you really want one, your still weapon. Lumamech fragments and the Grania materials, not granny crystals, but the Grania crystals are going to be available to go ahead and save up, as well as these modules. These modules, fun fact, are actually sellable on JP. I don't know if they'll be sellable on global, but they were sellable, meaning that if you're not going to be making one, or if you happen to get more materials than you need, you can put them up on the market. I'm sure a lot of people are going to put them up on the market for ridiculous prices, so just keep that in mind. The divide specific weapons, so the megalith rod and the vortex stuff, super cool things here. You can talk about what their potentials are really quick. Supreme King Awakening level 3, activated by a normal attack after 40 seconds. An enemy being in close proximity increases potency by 11% and restores PP each second for 20 seconds. So decent, not crazy. And then Vortex Series fires bullets automatically at... Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, that's kind of crazy. I think this one was actually pretty good. This one was the one that had all of the bits. So basically, yeah, essentially you would have bits around you that would fire at your enemy, which was kind of cool. Fired every 10 million damage dealt. That's kind of high, but very doable, to be perfectly honest, in the current game. Especially when quests where the damage cap is removed, and things like Divide Quest where there's solo scaling, which will increase your damage. That is not difficult. I know currently on JP, I have my biggest hit in the game is because of Divide Quest scaling, so in solo. As you can see, Purus weapons are coming in, so you can see Purus and Steel, they're called here. I feel that would be the case. Still Steel, you know, either way. So Steel weapons are going to be in. It talks about their potentials. We talked about this in a previous video. You guys can go check that out if you'd like to. But the most important thing, and the reason why I'm going to be uploading this video almost immediately, is a limited time AC swap shop. So limited time AC swap shop is going to be coming up, and they've already mentioned that it's going to change. I think they said it was going to be changing in February. So let me see if it tells us how long it's going to be available. I don't think it does here. It doesn't. Okay, so we'll have to take a look and see in game, but the limited time AC swap shop will be available. So things to look out for on this. Skydance. I will tell you right now, if you'd like to know, Skydance does cost 40 AC recycle badges. At the current time that we're in the game right now, AC recycle badges have gone from 400k up to 900k on ship 1. I don't know the prices on ship 2 or other ships itself, but they are going to start skyrocketing in price as people realize this, as they get home for the day, as they log into the game tomorrow, as their friends tell them about it, the prices are going to go up, and they're going to go up drastically. I mentioned this to a lot of my friends. I mentioned this to a lot of my viewers way back in episode 4 when these were like 100k a piece, mentioning, hey, look, this shop is more than likely going to come up and you're probably going to want it because you're going to want Skydance. It has a lot of other things in here as well. You've got your augment for sentence, might, power, and might, precision, and casting. You have your factor catalyst, Aether Soul, Omega Memoria, Reverie catalysts. All of these on capsules. I believe you can only purchase these once, so you know, to each their own. Crippling Erode. You have the ability to inflict Gelin. I know there's like some strats with heroes doing this on their Talus for an S1, so that's kind of cool there. To then take advantage of Phrase Decay. So pretty cool strat overall. S2, I don't really know a lot of these specifically here. I would recommend reading through each of them on your own, finding out something that you want to use. Moving from there, the ones I will note specifically will be so S1 Will of Dying might be useful in setting up some pretty crazy stuff at the start of a quest, but that really is going to be about it. Precision Will 2 S2, I think I might need this actually. I think we have Precision Will 2 S3, not S2 at the moment, so we'll have to take a look at that. Time Flow Grace, restores 7 PP every 4 seconds. That's pretty decent there. Steadfast Will, very, very strong for hero. This is why, I know some people were asking about Hero's S4 slot, why you wouldn't go one other option. This is the other reason for it. Currently, this only drops from the Mom and Deus trigger, if you want to get it from there, but you can also have a chance. I think you can only get one of them from here, so Steadfast Will, very, very strong. Hero, I think also, like, if you're playing Wand, it's funny because I'm going to say this, if you're playing Wand Tekker, as if there's any other Tekker to play, but yes, Tekker does have another weapon to use, but we'll talk about it when Luster comes out. But yeah, if you're playing Tekker, you also have the option of Steadfast Will. So there's those, as well as Time Flow Will, damage increases every, you know, whatever, not really a big deal there. We also have Grind Cap Enhancements, Ultimate Boosters, Lambda Grinders, not really too important there, and you also have Weapon Transmutation Auxiliary Passes and Weapon Transfer Passes, being the more important ones here. And then some Divine Metals and Earning Spirit Tickets and Tri-Boost, so nothing too crazy there. This is the reason why this video will go up almost instantaneously. I just wanted to make sure to mention that. It is a very, 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 very important thing to keep in mind moving forward, and is going to cause AC badges, AC recycle badges to skyrocket, and they're not really going to recover for quite a while, I'll be honest with you. But that does mean that scratching is going to be that much more lucrative because people are going to want to make sure that they're selling it for over the cost of an AC badge. So, you know, more money overall if you're someone who scratches. So cool stuff there. New campaigns that'll be popping up. Login rewards. So this is going to be good. Login rewards, just logging in is going to get you a Tokyo Gold bonus key. Logging in 3 times will get you a rainbow key. Cool stuff there. Kind of pretty standard at this point. I think we've had like straight login campaigns for months now, so it's kind of like one of those things where it doesn't even register in my head anymore. As long as I'm logging in, I'm getting something. Some days is better than others. We have another zero cost enhancement campaign. This is huge for updating and upgrading, making weapons. No cost on upgrades. That means if you need to upgrade weapons to plus 35, you can actually do it without spending a single cent. Even on the materials, all you would spend would be X cubes. I will probably talk about this in a future video, showing off that you can really get a hold of upgrading stuff really, really easily. But it also counts for compressing suites. So if you're trying to get your sweets box in order, if you're playing Summoner, or if you're trying to farm titles to get another Rivalate, then you're good to go there. But we're going to talk about why that's not exactly that important in just a sec. We also have the quest trigger distribution campaign, where they're just going to be giving out a chocolate trigger. Not that difficult. Just they're gonna give us a chocolate trigger. You're good to go. We'll get one later. So here's something interesting: the clear recommended quests. Clear recommended quests to get a Trailblazer, Atlas EX, and more. It's funny how they said Trailblazer and Atlas EX. You can kind of barely see it right there, right? Just barely. That's a Rivalite. Yes. So if we complete, so receive a special present from any of the recommended quests at least 5 times between the end of maintenance. Rewards include a Trailblazer, a Rivalate, and an Atlas Gunblade, and the materials to switch whichever one you want. Now, this isn't really specific about it. I'm actually gonna look at this one more time really quick here. So receive a special present from any recommended quest at least 5 times between the end of maintenance on ones. Receive a special present from any at least 5 times. So yeah, just get it. Okay, so okay, I wanted to make sure this was the case. So yeah, this was a problem beforehand where they didn't really talk about this correctly when they were showing this off. Basically, you have to just do recommended quests 5 times, get the present at the end of the recommended quests, and you're good to go. And it looks like, yes, you get all of these. So it looks like Photon Descent, Luminous Strike, Luminous Grace, Life Steal, and these don't have anything on them. Dang it, I was hoping they just have something kind of crazy on it, but it doesn't look like it does. And you can get a fairly powerful weapon overall. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this Rivalate. I may claim this over on my Ship 2 character, to be honest, and go forward from there, but we'll have to see what we have. Either way, that isn't the only thing we'll be getting. They're also going to be handing out units. So those of you guys who don't have your 13-star units, they're giving us Rivalate units for free. So Death Destroyer of Worlds, complete campaign. All we have to do to get that done is complete Death Destroyer of Worlds 3 times, 6 times, and 9 times. That is the current new limited quest. Not too difficult to do. Do it 9 times. Difficulty does not matter, and you will get yourself a full set of units. So if you're coming back to the game, you can get an insanely good set of gear. Basically endgame instantaneously without really having to put in much effort. You will have to work on your augments eventually at some point, but it's going to be really nice. Really cool thing here is that because of these augments, when people are looking at this like, why would I need Deafness 3? Well, because these are 13-star units, this is going to be the one piece that you'll swap out for for either an S6, S7, or S8. So it actually works out perfect because all of these things are fairly decent, and then you can just swap out this Deafness that you don't need for one of your S-grade augment slots. So super cool there. I'll talk about how to do something like that maybe in a future video, as just kind of a tidbit of information to help you guys set up. Boost the quest campaign, get your boosts on, run Death Destroyer of Worlds, you receive an XP and rare drop bonus rate for a few urgent quests. So it just looks like running that is going to give you a bonus for the Malevolent Void. And it looks like a couple of others. Yeah, Barren Blossom. They become boosted by completing the above stated stuff. Boosted by completing the above. Oh, okay, so yeah, it's just you're getting a boost in these quests by doing the limited quest. That's pretty standard. Up to 200%. We should also mention that you'll get extra goodies for running Death Destroyer of Worlds. Fun fact, they'll be handing out EXP tickets, as well as Gunblade camos. Interesting how we see Gunblade camos of a class that isn't in the game yet. Funny how that works. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys know, this is basically the Road to Luster campaign that they had over on JP. All these weapons, all Gunblades, and the units. It isn't exactly the same. It's kind of tailored to us specifically. It isn't called Road to Luster, but my bet is on getting Luster in 2 weeks. maybe a month. My bet's closer to 2 weeks though. Also, there's a welcome back campaign. Those of you guys who haven't played, if you haven't logged in since maintenance on the 23rd of December, you'll be getting a bunch of extra free goodies. So join back in, enjoy the game, good stuff there. But that basically covers it. Oh, also there's a, this is kind of cool. I guess I'll mention this at the very end. There is a deluxe pack. I know that over on JP, they had the ability to purchase a physical copy of a deluxe pack of the game. They can get some free goodies. Well, you can buy the deluxe pack of the game starting on the 20th as many times as you'd like, funny enough. So you will get a bunch of these here, which is kind of crazy because you also get 10 million experience each time you buy it. Kind of nutty. You also will get the Etoile and Phantom poses. You may be able to sell them. I don't know. It depends. A lot of times you can't sell the stuff from these, so it's also kind of crazy. And also you'll be getting free grace, which I didn't even look at this. That's also insane. And also extra boost. Hang on a moment. This is actually kind of crazy. Wow. I'll be real with you. I don't think this is pay to win per se, but it's close. It's really close, and it's unlimited. You can buy them as many times as you'd like. So hey man, if you want to support the game and you want to get a little bit of extra edge, you need to catch up. This isn't going to give you end game power completely. A lot of these are not the best things in the world, but most of it's just going to be catching up on leveling, which, as you guys know, leveling is not a big deal. Holy crap, it has material storage use. What am I kidding? This is pay to win. But no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. This is actually an extremely good value. Absolutely pick this up if you're playing the game consistently and you want to get some cool fashion along the way as well. I do like this base wear a lot. I don't like the fact that there's no alternate colors for it. I wish there was like a black color for this, kind of with like the outlines being red. That'd be super cool, but it isn't available for the game. But there's a lot of really other cool stuff. You got some cast parts in here, so if you're someone who collects cast parts, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Something cool to pick up, and then of course you have like some nail paint and some other cool stuff there. Cool. All this stuff available to us. I'm glad that we have the ability to pick it up. I don't know how I feel about this pack now that I'm looking at it a bit closer, but we'll have to see. Anyway, guys, that's all I had for you guys today. A like on this video would be much appreciated and absolved if half your ad block. The other half is absolved by subscribing. Both are completely free and they do help me out a ton. If you want to keep up with the content as it goes live, make sure to click on that bell icon to be notified of future content, as well as community posts whenever they go up for the streams. That way you can be notified of that there. If that's not really more of your jam, you can join us over on Discord or follow me over on Twitter. Links to those in the video description. Do not meet either of those locations. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Peace out.